be hard.
Okay, this is your boy Compatible here, coming here with a real life story, and this is telling about the time that I got suspended in the art room. Okay, so now I know every school has that little like real loud girl, kind of ghetto-ish, you know. Well, in my school, the girl's name is Shanterica. I know, right? Shanterica. Ain't that just a ghetto name anyway? Off the jump. So this girl, she gets suspended a lot, and always trying to fight people, and stuff like that. But I will fight, but I really don't like fighting girls, But anyway, so your mother always tells you, uh, don't touch them unless they touch you first. Like don't start the fight, but finish the fight. Now they also tell you do not hit girls, but I will make an exception for her. Like she pisses me off that much. Well, I will make an exception for her. All right, so basically, what happened is that I'm just sitting inside the classroom, minding my own business, and she comes in singing. So he goes to the point where I'm like, okay, I mean, I really don't care. So then the teacher is about to make all us do this work because of her. And the reason that she's gonna do that is because she didn't know who was doing it. So I'm like, okay, I don't really like her. I'm not a snitch or nothing, but I really don't I just don't like her. So I was like, okay, it's Shanterica the one that's singing, so don't make me do the work for it because it's her. So Shanterica, she gets up and she call snitch, whatever, blah 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 blah. So I mean, me, I really don't care. I mean, it is what it is. I can be a snitch. I mean, I really don't like her. It's not really gonna, have really affect me later. So, she's like, blah, 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 I whoop you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I stand up, knowing me, if you know me in real life, I stood up, and then she stood up, and she walks over to my face. So now at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get punked by a girl, but I'm just not gonna hit her. Alright? So at this point, what I'm doing is I'm just standing there. I'm like, if you touch me, then I'm gonna knock your ass out. That's exactly what I said. If you touch me, then I'm gonna have to hit you. So it gets to the point where she is huffing and puffing, and she's thinking about the consequences. Like, I'm like 5'10", and she's like 5'1". So I'm like literally like looking down at her. So I'm pretty sure she's thinking about this. Like, if I hit him, what could really happen? So as we're standing there, uh, she's like, I get my big brother, blah 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 blah. My big brother beat you, whatever, whatever, whatever. So now at this point, the teacher is telling us to sit down, or she's gonna have to write us up. Now I'm telling the teacher that she is over inside my area, where she sits all the way across from the classroom. So this girl had to literally get up and walk to my side of the room just to even do this. So she literally walked across the room. So I'm telling the teacher that she walked over here. I don't got nothing to do with this. So, just tell her to sit down, and then I'm gonna sit down. So now the teacher's like, you are defining my rules now. So it's not the fact that two students are about to fight. It's the fact that I am not sitting down. So at this point, I'm like, okay, is this suspension really worth it? Okay, this was my first suspension in 8th grade. So I'm thinking, is this suspension really worth me for not sitting down? So I'm thinking to myself, and then the girl wants to go sit down, so I want to go sit down. Which by this time she has already buzzed the office. And now I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to get probably in school suspension, which I never get in school suspension. I always get home suspensions. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably gonna get my first, time of in school suspension and get this over with. So as we get down to the office, and she literally like picked out, like she took out her phone and called her brother. So her brother's supposedly like 18 and whatever. So I'm thinking, I got a brother that goes to the high school, so I call my brother. So now my brother's walking into the building. As I go down the stairs, I'm about to go inside the office. My brother literally just walked inside the building. So now, I mean, I text my brother, like, I wasn't stupid enough to bring out my phone during, class and do it. But as we're walking down, my brother, he walks inside the building. And then, You know, he's like, I told him what was going on about her big brother, whatever. He's supposed to be waiting on me outside. So instead of letting me go inside the office, my big brother tells me to go wait inside the car. Okay, so now it's the point where I know I'm about to get in trouble, but now I just take it to a whole different level because it's either listen to the principal or listen to my big brother. Now I'm thinking probably if I go inside the car, he's gonna check me out, because it's the procedure. So I know he's gonna check me out. So instead of me walking straight out the door, I stand by the door, and the principal is talking to my brother. My brother is like, okay, this is gonna be over. I'm just gonna check him out of school, and the principal like it doesn't work like that. Then my brother and the principal get into a big old argument. So now it's to the point where I know I'm about to get suspended. So then the next day, my brother checked me out or whatever. So now I'm sitting in Miss Cottery classroom. She is our Spanish teacher, and they get on the intercom. Can you please send so and so to the office? So as I'm going to the office, I know what's already about to happen. I'm about to get my days. He's about to tell me, blah 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 blah. So then he gets my mother on the phone because my mother does not know about this incident. So he gets my mother on the phone, and he tells my mother how disrespectful my brother was towards him, and I'll be suspended for the following 2 days, and so and so so and so. So now, who got to clear my suspension? My brother. So
UAV recon is standing by. UAV recon ready for deployment.